Okay, so I'm actually recording this Friday night because I don't know when I'll actually be able to put this up, but I must admit, when I first saw the trailers for this, I really wasn't sold on it. It really wasn't my kind of thing, and more trailers didn't exactly convince me. I wasn't a big fan of the lead male that they casted, but I mean, I gotta give every movie a chance, right? I gotta give every movie an opportunity to surprise me. I can't, in all good conscience, review a movie that I haven't actually gone and seen. So I finally sat down with a buddy of mine. We went and saw on Friday, and you know what? I can admit when I'm wrong. I was pleasantly surprised how good that was. In fact, that's probably my favorite of that. I can't remember the director's name, but it's probably my favorite of his work so far. Yeah, I'll admit, it was actually one of my favorite movies of the year. I wasn't a big fan of how they made the girl kind of like a prize at the end for, everything that he had done. It felt a little, for as tasteful as the rest of the movie was, it felt a little weird to have that one last little, like, woman is a prize kind of note to it. I don't know. I could be reading a little too deep in that. It just stood out against the tastefulness of the rest of the movie. This is also one of those movies where I frequently get insecure about how good guys look in suits sometimes. Like, they pull it off really, really well. This movie is just chock full of good-looking suits on good-looking dudes. Like, I was just like, oh god, why do I even bother trying to dress nice? I'm never going to look as good as this. It does all, it just barely, it touches, has a very light touch to all the aspects you want in this kind of movie. It doesn't go too far. It's very tastefully done. All the cliches that you think it's going to do, it stops right at the line and then doesn't go anywhere with it. It constantly surprises you with its restraint. It doesn't get tied down with a lot of the a lot of the stereotypes and cliches that Hollywood likes to do, right? It likes to be out and free and doing its own thing. It's almost like they cuffed the writers to a bed and said, you can't get out of this bed until you've done a good adaptation of this book. And they were just like, okay, I mean, if you gotta cuff me, I guess you gotta cuff me. I mean, could it be my other hand? So right a little bit. One of the things I'm really glad for is that it didn't turn into a romance. You think it's gonna start to kind of go that route, but then it's like, oh, like you see the guy and you see the girl, you're like, oh, they're gonna get together in the end, but then you're like, oh, it actually didn't. So, for those of you who don't know, the movie is about this kid who gets enrolled into this British Secret Service. His dad was a big deal, and so he kind of gets owed this favor by Colin Firth's character. And it's very much a Men in Black kind of situation, right? Like, he's this rough kid from off the streets, and he's not exactly, like, prime material, but he's up against all these people from, like, Yale and Harvard and stuff like that. But the execution of it all, the direction, especially the action scenes. Oh man, the action's great. It's all kind of done in, like, a lot of it's done in one shot, even though it clearly isn't. But the direction and the chemistry everybody's very believable. Everybody works really well together. I definitely like it more than Kick-Ass 2. I think I like it way more than Kick-Ass 1. It's a lot more mature. It's a lot more up to date with the things it has to say. Kick-Ass was just kind of a fun movie that didn't really have much of a point to it. This actually feels like it has some kind of idea what it's doing. It's got a lot of nods to, like, old British spy movies, spy shows like Get Smart and Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Bond films. I half expected Pierce Brosnan to show up at one point. If you ever want to see a movie that has a very upper-class British actor kicking the snot out of the Westboro Baptist Church, this is the movie for you. No joke. So, oh, I'm sorry. I left my phone on. Just give me one sec. Hello? Yeah, I just got back, actually. I'm kind of in the middle of a review. The Kingsman. 50 Shades... Oh, God, no. I wouldn't see 50 Shades of Grey. What, are you kidding me? Because I don't want to sit in a theater full of people that probably left their phone on vibrate on purpose. I don't review porn. The Cinema Snob reviews porn, and he's good at it. Let him do that. I will review actual movies. Because I don't need to pay $10 to see a movie that everyone already knows is terrible. And I don't need to sit through that to get in front of the camera for 3, 6, 7 minutes and tell people that anyway. They already know. Okay, you want your review? Here's your review. Girl meets boy. Boy forces girl into sex. Rinse and repeat. Roll credits. Sorry. One of my Anyway, everybody's a critic, right? So anyway, Kingsman, there's this girl called Giselle. I don't know if her name was Giselle or Gazelle, because she runs like the wind. She's got these prosthetic legs, she's cut off at the knees. I wanted to know more about her, because they don't really talk about why she's missing her legs, but she runs, she's got blades for heels, and she kicks at things. And then Samuel Jackson is basically Steve Jobs, right? He's got the glasses, he's got the hat, there's a movie coming out that's, that looks just like the Steve Jobs movie, and he talks with a lisp. He's always talking like this, you can't really